My name is Jordan Climie. I'll be playing Michael in God of Carnage. In the show, Michael is, well, one, he is the husband of Veronica. He's the father of Henry. Henry is the child who was the one who was hit on the playground that's causing the incident. And he's generally, I would say, the pushover type, you know, very much yes dear, yes dear, yes dear type of person. And yeah, you see him finally break free of that, I guess, throughout the show to chaotic circumstances. Yeah, I think my favorite line is I go on this rant and I basically am like shedding my skin of like what Veronica, the character's wife, has like dressed me up as and tried to present me to this other couple. At the end of this rant, I just say I'm not a member of polite society. What I am and always have been is a fucking Neanderthal. And it's just like he just has this cathartic moment, both figuratively and literally, of like now you're gonna really see who Michael is, kind of a thing. And there's still gonna be a lot of care given. You know, he's still gonna stick up for his wife as well. You know, they still have that marriage, that bond. But I think he's finally like, now you're seeing the real me, and this, you know, what only Veronica and the kids would see of Michael at home. So that's a lot of fun, just because. Also, I kind of like just go literally just tear it off. Yeah, I mean, I've only been in one like real incident like that would be considered a fight. I soundly lost, so I'm happy that my record is 0-1 for my lifetime. Hopefully, I will take that to the grave. You know, it's interesting because, you know, a lot of the show there's this bullying aspect to it of why the kids, you know, one struck the other. You know, just kids being terrible generally sometimes. You know, for me, when I was a kid, like, humor was always my defense mechanism. It still kind of is, but definitely back then too. And I remember like this one time in like 5th or 6th grade, I actually put myself in a locker in front of people to avoid ever having someone put me in a locker. I kind of like took the laughter value from them out of it by doing it myself first. I mean, yeah, I made it through all the way through high school without getting shoved in a locker, so maybe it worked. But yeah, I mean, a lot of times when I would see stuff happen to someone else, whether the playground, in a classroom, in the hallway, wherever, and it was some sort of violence or some sort of, you know, kids being terrible kids, yeah, I would just kind of revert back to some way of like making this me in charge of it and making it hilarious to basically diffuse anything, or just make it so like you can't make me the victim, because I'm kind of jokingly making myself the victim. And that's just it. I mean, looking back on it now, it's like, that's hilarious. I'm like, it's kind of a smart move, I guess. That kind of works. But yeah, I mean, it's totally fun to laugh about now, just because even in like my day-to-day now, if there's like something upsetting me or some like drama going on or whatever, I will use, sometimes maybe inappropriately, humor to diffuse that situation. That's just like my go-to thing now, so. You should definitely see it because it's only one weekend, so definitely get in there. No, it's absolutely brilliant. You know, we were talking about earlier, you know, I'm a member of the Ghostlight Committee, and, you know, we helped select, you know, this show and then getting it out as well earlier this season. And there was no hesitation that God of Carnage would be a show to do, because it's so beautifully written, which is sometimes frustrating, honestly, as an actor, because it's not a lot of back and forth between two people. It's all four of these characters just like going like this constantly in like a tornado of carnage. But the way that it flows and the way that the audience will see it, it's like, this is so real. You know, people don't just sit down and have a normal conversation. Like, these are real people. It starts off with these characters being very, you know, this is how we're supposed to act in front of other adults and other people. We're adults, we're supposed to act a certain way. And then very quickly it just snowballs and just turns into absolute chaos, which, you know, shows the base nature of people. And I think it's really important, especially these days, honestly, where the whole idea of pretending to at least have manners has kind of gone out the window. So many people, you know, in 2023 and in recent history as well, they just present themselves, this is who I am, and if you don't like it, even if they're being terrible humans by what they're saying or acting. So it's important that shows also kind of like holding a mirror up to society of like when people come to see this, and then maybe they can like notice this in people. You know, a lot of times during rehearsals we'll talk about with Lori, our director, think of like who you see in these people, and it's like very easy sometimes, sadly, to know people like this. Because, you know, people can have the best intentions, but at the end of the day, you know, we're all human. We're going to make mistakes, or we are a certain way based on whatever. And I think this play is one of the very few out there that just shows the rawness of who humanity can really be. And I think that's important to see. So June 23rd, 24th, 25th here at Flint Community Players. Come see God of Carnage. You won't want to miss it. This is something that will be talked about, and you only got 1 weekend to see it, so don't miss your chance.